Hi everyone, thank you for watching. I hope everybody's doing well. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to do a design using turquoise colors, feathers, glitters, mylar or angel paper I should say, and some other stuff. So if you guys want to learn, please keep watching. I started with the turquoise color for the tip, and I am going to be blending this color into the turquoise color that I applied first. I am using a number 14 brush, and this is just going to be covering about half of the nail. I am going to be applying thin layers, and I am going to be adding more layers to build the color and to blend them together because these colors are totally different and I want to be able to blend them as precisely as possible. I am applying the cover pink a little runnier than usual to be able to maneuver it better when it comes to blending, and also to eliminate any sort of harsh lines that make the ombre look more like a French. Remember, when you're doing an ombre, you don't want to be able to tell where one color or the other one starts. You want to be able to see that beautiful blend that merges the two colors together. I am going to repeat the same process on the pinky fingernail and also the middle fingernail. Again, I am applying thin layers, and as I go, I am going to be adding more color to achieve a better coverage, and also I am going to be encapsulating the ombre design. I'm going to encapsulate this whole set as a matter of fact, but I wanted to point out that I will be encapsulating the ombre because that gives it a more blended look. So doing an ombre is pretty much about blending. I pretty much feel like I'm doing a makeup tutorial as of now because you blend the shadows and stuff, but you guys get the point. So for the middle fingernail, I am only going to be adding one layer of the turquoise and one layer of the pink. I am not going to add any other layers because I will be adding angel paper on top of this, and I don't want it to be thick when I encapsulate, and at the end you won't be able to tell. Moving on to the ring fingernail, I am using the same cover pink color that I used previously and the same brush to apply to about half of the nail. I am blending this towards the tip, and I am applying super thin because later on I am going to be adding a feather and some glitters, and when I encapsulate, I don't want the nail to be thick. Now for the index fingernail, I am going to be repeating the same process I did with the ring fingernail. Going back to the ring fingernail, I am adding a little bit of iridescent glitter. I am going to be listing all the products down below on the description box, and I wanted to point out that I am applying this super runny just so I can move the glitters and the layer of acrylic can be super thin. Also, I wanted to point out that I am applying the glitter to the full nail. So this is what the nails look like so far. To finish up the design on the index fingernail, I am going to be using a combination of different glitters to create a beautiful and sparkly design. I am starting with this turquoise glitter, and I am blending it to about half of the nail. I am using monomer to move the glitters around a little bit more just so they look more blended, and this is going to be super sparkly because there is never enough glitter. I mentioned that in my last video, and so many of you agree with me. Okay, so now I am applying round glitters, and I switched to a 3D brush because I feel I can apply more precisely when I use this type of brushes for this type of art. And I am just creating a swirl design using glitters. I am going to be adding this type of glitter first, and then I am going to move on to applying some iridescent glitter and then some black iridescent glitter. There is never enough sparkle. See guys, I cannot stress that enough. Okay, so to pick up the sparkles, I am using a combination of chunky iridescent glitter and also crystal clear acrylic. To secure the sparkles I have already applied, I am using this color that is actually crystal clear acrylic mixed with iridescent glitters. These are different shaped glitters. It's not like the other one that I was using previously, and this is just going to add a little bit more of dimension, and like I said, is going to secure everything in place. Now I am using a black iridescent glitter. This is a round chunky glitter, and this is just going to add a little bit more of depth to my design, and it is going to create a beautiful and sparkly finish, and also it is going to match perfectly with the feather. To secure the feather in place, I am applying a layer of nail glue. I applied to about half of the nail, let it dry for a few seconds, and now I am applying the feather and pressing it down gently. As you can see, I am not heavy-handed when it comes to this at all because feathers are really hard to apply and really hard to secure in place. The key to applying a feather successfully onto the nail is to pretty much be patient, and if you need to add a little bit more of nail glue later on, you definitely can. You have to press down and make sure every single part of the feather attaches to the nail plate, because if you don't, it is going to cause for the feather to look uneven, and also if the parts of the feather stick out of the acrylic and if you file over them, it will remove that beautiful feather look. It would look like a choppy feather, and it is not a good look. So just be patient with it and work very gently, and I promise you're going to get great results. This is what the nails look like so far, and there is not a way that you can make this feather nail look perfect before filing. It is super hard because feathers are super fragile. So I'm just securing it down using this sparkly acrylic that I used previously and the same 3D brush. I am fading the pieces of glitter towards the tip to create a little bit more of depth. Moving on, I went back to my number 14 brush, and I am using crystal clear acrylic, and I am encapsulating every single nail besides the middle finger because I am going to be adding angel paper later on and encapsulating that as well. I went ahead and fast forwarded through the encapsulation of every single nail besides the feather nail because I wanted to show you in real time how I encapsulate this nail and how gentle I still am because I still don't want to move any of the pieces of the feather. So I pretty much let the acrylic sit for 1 or 2 seconds, and then I go back into the monomer, grab a little bit more with my brush, and I start fading the crystal clear acrylic towards the tip. It is the easiest way for me to encapsulate the feather, and I also make sure to seal the sides. I turn the nail over, you're gonna see that in a second, and I seal the sides because I want to make sure that there is no separation of the feather and the actual nail plate later on, and that no problems occur. After completing the encapsulation on all the nails, besides the middle fingernail, I am moving on to cutting long triangles of angel paper. I am going to be adding 3 pieces of these long triangles to the middle fingernail, and I am using crystal clear acrylic to pick up the pieces and place them on the nail. I press them down to secure them in place, and it's super easy to apply. To finish off this look, I am going to apply the other 2 pieces in the opposite direction. Moving on, I am going to be encapsulating this nail as well with crystal clear acrylic. But before I forget, I wanted to let you guys know that I let the acrylic I used to pick up the pieces and place them on the nails dry out completely before applying this layer of acrylic, just so they don't move when I am encapsulating. In the meantime, I wanted to let you guys know that I went ahead and opened an eBay store, and I am going to be selling a lot of the products that I use, including the brushes and the mermaid collection that I used in my previous video that a lot of you guys requested. All the information is going to be on the description box down below. After completing the encapsulation process and letting the nails dry out completely, I am using a coarse carbide bit to remove all the excess acrylic, and I am also using an 80 grit nail file to shape the nails. I also use the same carbide bit to remove all the excess from the feather nail and to perfect it. After completing the filing process, I am using 99% alcohol and 100% acetone to cleanse the nails and remove all the extra acrylic that may be on the skin. And I am going to be adding a layer of top coat. I am using an LED top coat and an LED lamp. And again, all the information about products is going to be listed down below. I am going to apply top coat on these 4 fingers only at first and then cure them for 60 seconds, and then I'll move on to the thumb. This is not necessary. The only reason why I'm doing this is because the lamp that I'm using is a little bit smaller for the long nails that I'm wearing. After curing the nails for 60 seconds, I am applying a little bit of cuticle oil around the cuticles, and also I bring it down to the fingers to make it look more appealing, and boom! This is the final product, you guys. I really love these nails. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did creating it for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see next. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and do not forget to check out the rest of my videos if you guys want to learn more. Mwah! I'll see you next time.